Hey everyone, this week's episode. Wow, what a week. Anyways, I'm Jam,
I'm Cons.
and we are two bros interested in finance. How's your week been? Before I ask that, to be fair, it can't be a good week, can it?
It was
Like,
emotional.
it was not only emotional, like, it was so bad that even if you actually have a good week, yeah, like, it just like takes it all back.
Yeah, yeah. I mean, it was all right in general. I don't know what you were up to, but yeah, just some general uni stuff catching up. I mean, it was 2 weeks since the last episode, right?
Yeah.
You had a cheeky
We had
holiday.
a Yeah, we had like two breaks, I think. One was your issue and one was mine. And mine was a holiday, to be fair.
Yeah, it's
Yours was a better excuse.
it was a good time to take a break off the market anyway. Let's be honest.
Yeah, to be
Like
fair, yeah. To be fair,
in
I
the
mean,
current
we took a
situation.
break off. Those weeks were not that bad, but this week, Jesus Christ.
Yeah.
Oof. So before we start, yeah. Before we start, I can start like before we get into the market like S&P 500, Nasdaq, because they're all very sad anyways. I think I can start with crypto quickly because there's not much to talk about if that's all right. Sorry, I just dived in.
Yeah, no, just go straight in it, bro.
Yeah, like better the faster we pull it off, it's gonna be better, innit? So right, let's talk about crypto. No news. Unfortunately, there is not much to talk about in my opinion. Trump is not doing much about crypto. Trump is just there doing nothing about crypto. My man is just up there, literally doing nothing, but it's okay.
Busy doing other
I
things.
guess I mean, yeah, oh yeah, he's doing many other things. Oof. Not cool, not cool. So, I just wanna say that CMC 100 index, the coin market cap 100x index, I must say, cryptos held way stronger than stocks in this fallout, in this tariff fear that the market is having. TMC 100 index, for whatever the reason, you can't check the last 7 day change on their website, but you can check it on your phone. So for the last 7 days, which is the past week, it dropped only 1.64%, which is way less than Nasdaq, Dow Jones,
Mm,
S&P 500, or any other index that you wanna check on. I'm sure Hang Seng is not any better, DAX is not any better, Amsterdam, Paris, London, they're all bad. Like definitely less drop than the traditional markets that we have.
mm,
And on the other hand, Bitcoin only dropped 0.33% in the last 7 days.
mm-hmm.
So I don't know what to take on this, but I know, I've got some things, but there's not much about crypto either to talk about. And also, I can say that SEC is apparently trying to look for, like, there are like ETFs for Ethereum, right?
Yeah.
With those, there's no staking. You can't stake your Ethereum into that, which is staking is basically putting it on the interest on the blockchain. Anyways, you basically get like interest rates on Ethereum.
Mm-hmm.
SEC is thinking to allow that for ETFs, which would be better for the ETFs, which would be better for the crypto market. But other than that, and interestingly, not a price change. That's what we have for crypto, to be fair. Please do tell me your opinions about this because I want to talk a bit more about crypto after that, but I want to hear you.
Yeah, I mean, I think my opinion hasn't really changed. Like the even last week, last time's episode and the episode before, it's kind of the same situation now. Like news have kind of died off. Like it has a little bit calm season for Bitcoin or crypto in general. Like a mid-season pause. And yeah, it's just, I don't know, nice consolidation. It hasn't really moved that much. Everybody's focused a little bit on other stuff right now, right? So maybe they or it took off a lot of heat from like crypto market. So yeah, right now maybe I don't know, man. Like it seems really boring right now. So that could be also an indicator for buy, right? Maybe short-term gains. But not that I would like recommend doing this, but
Mm.
it feels a little bit like this way for me. Like nobody talks about it, you know? It goes off the news, no all-time highs, and like nobody even cares about it. Everybody talking about stock market crash and everything going on in the tariffs. Maybe a small position, but I don't know, maybe see some
Um,
gains soon.
yeah, definitely. I mean, so what can I say is, there are some facts, and the fact is, crypto market is always more volatile than the stock exchanges, right?
Yeah, that's
Definitely
true.
way more volatile. There's no reason to deny this. This is a real fact, and maybe that's why the reason why there's a big hate on crypto by the stock bros. Anyways, um, crypto bros are not any better, but still. So what I can see is, in my opinion, I think the most money in the world, especially the Wall Street's money, is still mainly in stocks market rather than crypto. That's what I understand, to be fair. Because if there was a panic, why wouldn't anyone who is holding a stock, any stock, like Google stock, let's say Amazon, like one of the big, like quite considerably safe stocks, if they're selling those, why aren't they selling their cryptos? So it gets to me and makes me say that people are still not holding enough cryptos. I feel like.
I feel like on this situation when we talk about like people selling these large cap companies in times like this,
Mm.
I think uh, honestly like the easiest way to put it is like weak-minded because in these
Yeah, yeah, yeah,
times
yeah.
it's like the same time you see crypto crashing like 20-25%, just like you say, like volatile day coming in for the crypto market, and you have a drop of 20, maybe even 30%, and see those people cashing out on the bottom of the crash,
Mm,
where most people actually start buying dips or start small positions. So I think that's like weak-minded, and
maybe.
I think in the long term you just stick with your strategy and holding, right?
Yeah, I'm
Right.
still holding. I'm
May-
gonna hold it my dear life. What
Yeah,
the
I mean the crypto market maybe is less accessible as well still, like the stock
maybe.
market in
Mhm.
general, I think maybe more prejudice against it as well.
I mean, that's what I thought about. It's not that important of a detail, to be fair. I just wanted to share it. But
Hmm.
unlike classic markets, crypto markets was way more stable.
Yeah,
That's just
surprising.
wink. That's just a wink, wink to those crypto haters who always say that, oh, there is no stability. There's better stability, I guess. Yeah. So yeah, that's what I would say.
Yeah, like diversification, right? And if you have a diversified portfolio with a cheeky little crypto position as well, you can be happy you had this in the last 1 month or so. It's not that bad for
Oh
crypto.
yeah, yeah, 100%.
It's still
So
pretty good. So yeah, should we?
that's what I would say. Yeah, would you like to continue?
I mean, continue on what I mean. For me, it's all about, I guess, last week's events. Uh, what's been going on? Sadness, man. I feel like a real good sell-off had happened. On Friday, like this last Friday, which date was it? Sorry, I'm gonna check quickly. The 4th of April,
Yeah,
2025
4th of
was
April. Yeah.
truly a terrifying day, and actually like I felt like, honestly, personally, I felt true emotions on that day for the first time, like seeing like a portfolio that goes minus over 5% on a single day is crazy for me.
Yeah.
And I haven't lived through COVID or anything, so I started investing after COVID in 2020, after the COVID crash, even if it after it recovered already pretty well. Um, and obviously, I haven't really seen stuff like that. I lived through the China crash, which was really prolonged. It was like a thing of over 1.5 years. What happened on Friday, that shit happened like in 4 or 5 months in China, in the Hang Seng. But yeah, interesting overall for me. hit emotionally, I guess, but back to reality, it's a great buying opportunity in my mind. I think lots of companies the same stance as a week or 2 weeks ago, what we had in our previous episodes. I think it's just more tempting to buy more, and I have done so. I started increasing my position in Amazon. I'm not sure if I already had my first position last time, but yeah, that's what I've been doing. I've been building up on Amazon lately, and for me, I'm willing to increase this position more if the opportunity arises. What do you think?
You wanna buy more Amazon?
Yeah, I think long term, or if there's another 10-15% drop, I'm definitely gonna buy, even if there's another 5% drop. I keep buying small positions. Like I rather space out my positions, like I did with Google or did with lots of other companies, and then get a nice average or trying to achieve that. But I think Amazon is definitely an attractive price rating right now, even with all the tariffs. I think the
I think
company
yeah.
is so diverse now, where
Mhm.
we talked about this privately as well, where the e-commerce
Yeah.
sector doesn't really weigh so much importance anymore. And yeah, when you look at it, I think it's still, even then, I still feel like the e-commerce in general is not going to be as heavy affected as people think, honestly. I think it's going to be fine. And yeah, in general, I'm happy with Amazon. Amazon is a top tier company. Cloud-based business is incredible. So do I have to say more?
Yeah, and I think if you're talking about the Max 7, definitely the companies that I would buy. If I were to choose two companies out of Max 7, which ones I would buy, it would be Google
Yeah,
and Amazon.
obviously.
So,
Same.
and AW, like Amazon Web Services are increasing as well. Like the revenue of Amazon Web Services are increasing as well. Amazon is going in the right path, and it is very cheap price right now. Very cheap price. Like I am very in minus. I don't know how much minus are you in, but I think I am like so much in minus. Literally.
I don't, you know, like I,
Yeah, yeah. Okay, I am 13% in minus in Amazon.
I'm at minus 9.5, so that's fine. But I
That's
think,
that's okay.
I've lived through minus periods. I've had, for example, like back to Xiaomi. Well, Xiaomi was at minus 40. You know,
Mhm.
I've had companies like Alibaba at minus 40. And I've had Google as well before in my portfolio with minus 30% during the 2023 crash. Uh, and during those times, if you buy quality companies, you're just gonna be fine. I think in the next six
Yeah,
six to
that's
twelve
that's fine. That's
months.
why like I am not uh year to date, I'm still in plus. Maybe that's
Mm.
why I am too relaxed as well. But to be fair, even if I were not to be in plus, if I were to be in minus year to date, I would not worry about it in the long term because I am not going to, even if Google tomorrow goes like 50% in plus in my portfolio, I'm not going to sell Google.
Yeah, it's
Amazon,
just
same, or like any of my holdings. I'm not going to sell them.
so, for example, right, we both bought Google a little bit higher as well, right? And we
Hmm.
started positions and we talked about it in previous episodes, and we have it in our GetQuinn portfolio as well, right? It perfectly
Yeah,
reflects. But it's not like just because you see you have an imminent crash just after you invest. Actually, a perfect example with our portfolio with on GetQuinn. That's when a lot of people lose hope and they cash out because they don't want to lose more money and they miss out
yeah,
on opportunities to buy actually more and stack up the positions. And even if you cannot afford more buy-ins on Google or Amazon or your favorite company, uh, it will still be fine. It will still be fine.
yeah,
You will
exactly.
always have these small negative periods, and you try to catch the market. But in my opinion, it's so hard to absolutely perfectly time it because you think like Alphabet was so undervalued or seemed undervalued, but look at it now, bro. Forward PE
Yeah,
ratio under 15 is crazy.
yeah, I agree. 100%. I mean, I am happy with the companies that I bought. I am happy holding them.
Yeah,
So
same.
I don't have any problems, but these drops are definitely times, in my opinion, for you. It's the same. It's the buying opportunity.
Yeah.
Nothing else. This is only a buying opportunity. Wait, I don't remember. I think you didn't buy, if I don't remember it correctly. But April the 4th, on Friday, I bought Bank of America, for example. My top 5 picks of the portfolio that we both created. I mean, you created yours, I created mine. I had what did I have there? ASML, Amazon, Google, Bank of America, and what was the last one? Netflix.
Mm-hmm.
Right? So I have Amazon, Google, Bank of America, ASML right now.
Mm-hmm.
And I am just waiting for Netflix to drop a bit more, and then I'm gonna buy Netflix as well. And at the end of 2025, I don't think that I'm gonna have less than 20%.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, yeah, I think you're gonna be fine. Those are all top quality stocks.
Mhm.
Um, yeah, what can I say, honestly? I'm just checking which one I had. Oof. Mine was since the beginning a little bit harder hit with Novo Nordisk and stuff like this, and AMD definitely got hit
Mm.
harder. But for example, I bought a little bit of Novo Nordisk as well recently because for me it's just a long-term grower and dividend casher. So I love some dividends occasionally. I like
Mhm.
dividend
Who doesn't like
machines.
it?
Yeah, and
Mhm.
especially because Novo Nordisk has such beautiful revenue growth for the future as well. And I feel like they got really punished, really and unjustifiably. So if you're interested in that company, I think they're really cheap right now, and they have like a 4 or 5% dividend yield as well at the same time of potential great returns within the next year or two. And then obviously AMD got punished as well, but then AMD seems is a little bit of a riskier investment. But I think
Because of
again,
the
1 to
tariffs,
two
yeah.
years, it's gonna be fine. I'm
Yeah, no, 100%, 100%. Yeah, I think so as well. I mean, this is what we have right now in the market. We are going to see how it's going to happen. I mean, it's not a happy day. To be fair, I like by just talking about it, I just got upset. But it is what it is. At the end, we buy good companies, good stocks, and everything should be fine.
We should be
This is what
happy,
I
actually.
think.
Like on days like Friday, you should jump up with open hands. But obviously, it still hits emotionally when you go through this
Oh
the
yeah,
first time,
100%.
right? And you've never
Hmm.
went like, oh damn, I see the Nasdaq drop 6%. Never seen that. Or like on Friday, also China dropped really hard, right? So my portfolio was bleeding. But on days like this, I think you should be happy jumping around and hitting the buy button on every single
Yeah.
company that you think is great. And then what those 6, 7, 8 companies we have are, I think, really top quality and long-term wise. I'm really tempted, man. Like AMD, Alphabet, Amazon, Novo Nordisk are really my
I'm
top.
waiting for Netflix, and then I'm gonna be
ASML as
done
well.
for the year.
Oh
Yeah,
yeah,
ASML, for example, ASML dropped so much.
it's on a
Jesus Christ, like
beautiful on a
beautiful buying
technical analysis.
opportunity.
It's on a
Beautiful.
technical analysis, it's hitting at a beautiful point right now, really.
Renew.
But yeah, I think it hit the 200-day mark on Friday perfectly,
Mm.
and it did that before in the 2-year chart. But yeah, if I could, um, I would buy more. But right now, I'm holding a little bit from my recent sale because I was curious what is going to happen over the weekend with Trump. But surprisingly, no crazy news. So
No
uh,
crazy news.
yeah,
I've been checking Bitcoin's price. It has been going okay as well. So I mean,
but
this is what we have right now. I'm not sad. I bought Bank of America. I am so happy
yeah,
actually. I
yeah.
was waiting to buy Bank of America for the longest time. But yeah, let's see.
I think it was a good buy. I think especially again top quality company, right? And recent crash gonna have some
Yeah.
beautiful gains on it in a year or two.
Yeah, I think so. I'm just waiting for Netflix, and then that's going to be my last buy. I'll just add on to the stocks that I already have because I will be holding 6 stocks in total with my Rheinmetall, which I bought
Nice.
nearly a year ago. I think not year ago,
No,
but like
no,
sorry.
August,
maybe like
October,
6, 8
something.
months ago. Yeah, yeah, something like that. Something like that. Something like that.
Absolute
So
carrier.
yeah, that's my career. I'm telling you, year to date. What's performance? Is that yeah, year to date, 15% in plus.
Mm,
That's all because Rheinmetall. My
amazing.
Rheinmetall is 150% in plus.
Yeah. Wait, year to date, 150? No.
No, since I bought it.
Okay. Insane. It's still insane.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Gotta
so
love it.
that's the
Gotta love
career
it.
of my portfolio. That's it. And I just wanna give quick recaps about the prices, if that's okay. S&P 500 year to date, 13.54% in plus. I don't, sorry,
Mhm.
minus, not in plus. I wish it was in plus, but it's minus. So let's just not talk about this anymore. Nasdaq minus 17.06% in minus year to date. Trump, let's talk about the elephant in the room. Trump tariffs. What do you think?
I mean, honestly, um, I've switched my opinion a little bit, I must admit. So, like
Opinion? Yeah.
last time we talked, or last time we little bit had the last episode or stuff like this, and we talked how this shit is Trump and stuff like this. I mean, obviously, it doesn't help these whole tariffs, and I think honestly, my main opinion is like it doesn't really help anyone. Tariffs on tariffs. China retaliates 34% tariffs back. EU just did the same today. I think they announced it yet today or yesterday. I mean, it was obvious it's gonna happen. Obviously, like I don't know what he expected. Um, but now here comes my opinion change. I believe the general thing we talked in the past, like in December, November, that a crash is coming uh, in the new year. When I said, oh, maybe May, April, we will have a crash. I think this is it. It hasn't. I think the tariffs were just an extra catalyst for the crash, but
Mhm.
this correction in general, I think, was bound to happen.
Yeah, definitely. This needed to happen. Maybe, as you said, tariffs just made it happen.
Yeah,
But
yeah.
I am still pessimistic for the first half. So until the June passes, I don't think that like for the first 6 months, I'm still bearish. Second half, I'm more bullish. But yeah, let's see. And you said EU just retaliated back. I don't think so. I think EU is
I
still
think
talking in the Brussels.
yeah, they talk too long.
Yeah. I think they're
Um,
talking in the Brussels. They're still talking. That's
yeah,
why
they're
I'm
still
just.
talking 2 days ago.
They're
Here,
still
three
talking.
hours ago, EU seek unity in first strike back at Trump tariffs.
Yeah, you
Yeah,
see, they're still
well,
talking.
it's politically it's a mess, I think. But yeah, what can we do? I think yeah, you know me, like I don't know. You say you're pretty pessimistic, but I don't. I keep saying this. I said this last week to you as well. Like, oh, I can't see
Mm.
Google dropping anymore, and then it dropped like another 3-4%. Actually, Google was not hit that hard this week in general. It didn't take that hard of a dive in general, I think. For
I
the
mean,
last
Google.
five,
Yeah.
like 4%, I think was fine. Like while
Yeah,
other
but
some
for
tech stocks dropped
a
10,
company like
15.
Google, 4% is a lot.
Ah, yeah, of course, yeah. But yeah, again, like I mean,
Yeah.
like how far can it drop? You know, like um,
Hopefully not far, but feels like it's going to. I'm not gonna lie. Even if it doesn't drop, I told you this as well. It can go sideways as well. That's still a bearish market.
yeah. I think you're absolutely right. But I'm trying to stay optimistic. I'm happy for the cheap
Yeah,
price. Um,
yeah. Happy with the cheap prices. That's
and
definitely it.
then we'll see in 6-12 months on the top side again, and everybody will be pissed they didn't buy it, just like always. I actually,
Yeah.
bro, I talked with my brother about this, and I found his take really interesting. He went through COVID on the stock market, and
Hmm.
everybody was going crazy. Hey, it's a virus, it's from China, we're going to have a pandemic, it's going to go nuts. Everybody sell their stocks, you know? And what he said, it's always the same story. It's always something new, that disrupts the stock market, like tariffs or something new. Uh, and nobody wants to predict, oh, it's going to crash, it's going to crash. And what happened? 6 months later, stock market up, new all-time highs. 2 years after COVID, you had like a 200% back on your most of your Mag sevens, right? So nothing happened, and it's the same. It's the same every time, even if it's something completely new, like tariffs now, or this virus in 2019. Everybody was freaking out, and I think he's really right. And only thing is invest more, bro. Get your cash
Yeah, no,
but yeah.
definitely. We are just getting our cash out and then that's it. If you are cool with that, we can talk about the percentage of the tariffs a bit and then how it's going to affect. Because
So
I
yeah.
especially wanna, yeah, I especially wanna talk about EU because I sent you the article on Financial Times. I read
Mhm.
it and it was quite interesting in my opinion. So EU 20% tax, China 24%, and Vietnam 46%. You might ask, why are these the only three countries that I listed? Because these are the ones that are important in my opinion.
Mhm.
So yeah, and UK. Let's talk about UK as well. UK 10%, the lowest cut for the
Oh,
UK. UK is on 10%. I think America is trying to make UK its European buddy, like a bridge between US, UK, and EU. But yeah, so I wanna start with EU actually. EU 20%. EU is saying that they're gonna hit back or they're gonna try to talk it out and whatever, but like in Brussels it's gonna take like maybe even years for them to talk things out. That's just how EU works. It gets things done properly. It's one of the most proper, maybe the most proper region of the world, but still, it's very slow. And the interesting thing that I read about this on Financial Times is with the headline of Europe braces for flood of Chinese goods after
Mhm.
US tariffs. So EU, I think, doesn't want to be so close with China in terms of economical wise. I don't think they want to be so close because apparently they think that because the cheap products are going to come into the EU market, the inflation is going to drop very slowly, very fast, and they need to adjust to this. They don't want this to happen, and they are also scared that their industry is going to get affected because of this. So they don't want to be so in need of China, I feel like. So yeah, that was what I read about the
um
EU.
yeah, I don't know. I mean, I think at least with Germany, China and Germany are still pretty cool buddies, like especially in the
Mhm,
car industry, right? We produce a lot in China,
mhm.
and stuff like this. So we're still kind of codependent on each other. But yeah, well, I don't know. It seems really confusing times, honestly, what these tariffs are gonna result in, right? Like mine was more like, oh, there's gonna be an Asia EU more conjoined, like working together because the
Yeah, I
US makes
remember.
such
Yeah.
trouble. But now recently, the president of China, met with the president of South Korea, I believe, and the Japanese president, and they made a trade agreement as well. So I don't know. So there's a lot of like countermeasures each country takes, right? All the great economies after what Trump is doing. I don't know, man. Like overall, I have no idea how it's gonna affect. I mean, these tariff exclude semiconductors. Did you know that? Like, I didn't even know that.
I didn't know that actually.
Yeah, all these
I
tariffs
didn't know that.
exclude semiconductors, apparently. And I was really surprised that even though
That is good.
when the tariffs were announced, all the semiconductor manufacturing dropped hard, right? Like the
Mhm.
the big players. So yeah, it's gonna be interesting tariffs wise. Oof. Asia was hit quite hard in general, like Vietnam and
Yeah,
Malaysia, that really got
yeah.
my
So
Nike
I
stock.
think Vietnam. Yes, yes, Vietnam is very important. You started on that. Let's just talk about it as well. Get it over with.
Yeah,
Vietnam, it was 4.2%. It's 46%.
yeah.
More than 10 times. 46%. What is Nike going to do?
So
They have already been struggling.
For me, Nike was already struggling. I bought it at a. I didn't buy it with the recent dip, but I'm really tempted as well to
Me too.
grow
Me
my
too.
position because it's not my largest position and it's worth buying in, and they pay dividends. And then the tariffs are bad short term, I think, but long term, I believe it can be beneficial to Nike and actually producing on American soil
Mhm.
quality clothes again. And I think Nike is such a brand that can also afford increasing their prices for actually quality products again. Uh,
They have the brand name for that for
yeah,
sure.
and people are willing to spend $80, $90 for a shirt these days. It's crazy.
Today, today in Budapest, one of the stores close to Parliament, I saw some Travis Scott Jordan pairs.
Mm,
They're like I'm a bit of a sneakerhead, so I kind of know these things. I checked the price; it was 650 euros.
damn, yeah.
So it's a resell and everything, but I think Nike is going to be Nike. Not gonna lie, from now on, I actually am going to add it to my list later. I am
It's,
going to
it's
follow
quite
Nike from now on, and
attractive.
I might buy it.
Yeah,
Yeah,
it's quite attractive, and it's a
it's
different
already cheap.
sector. It's a different sector
Yeah.
as well if you want to diversify away from tech stocks.
Mhm.
And it's, I think, in my mind, if you put like Nike against Adidas or Puma, I think Nike for me is that brand. I feel
100%.
like every household in the world nearly, or in the Western world nearly, has one Nike product at home. It might even be a fake, but that don't matter because it
Yeah,
still
yeah.
tries to be a
The
Nike
other day,
product.
a friend of mine bought Adidas shoes because she was like, "Oh, I don't like Nike anymore. They don't do good stuff." That's one of the reasons why their
Mm,
stocks have been falling down for years now.
mm,
And she made me try an Adidas pair as well. I just can't get myself through it. I felt so bad that I even tried. I ordered myself 3 new Nike shoes.
mm. I love
Literally,
Nike.
they were on discount and everything. I just can't like that's I just won't wear anything else but Nike. As long as I have the money, of course. Hopefully,
And
we all have the money.
and they got a new CEO, the Miss Elliot
Yeah, yeah,
Hill,
they got a new CEO as well.
and
So yeah,
you gotta give him some time. So he has to work
yeah,
itself
yeah.
in,
Of
and
course, of course,
I think he's gonna be
of course.
quite positive catalyst
Mhm.
for the Nike stock over long term. I think it's a great buy.
Right. Last country, and then I think we can be over with this episode because there's not much to talk about either. We talked about all the bad stuff. We are still talking about bad stuff. China, 24%, and China retaliated back.
Yeah, I mean that was obvious for me instantly.
Yeah, yeah,
Like
yeah, 100%.
if we talk
China has
about
power to
EU,
do so.
if we talk about EU talking for 3 weeks until the US gets a response, China just comes together, right, and says like, okay, it
Yeah,
is what it is. I think the US. I mean, what did they expect? I'm sorry. Like, if you increase 34%, you're gonna expect the same thing happen.
yeah, of
And
course. But I don't think the Trump administration is scared of this.
yeah, I don't know. It will. There's so many factors. I feel like that play into this whole play out. I don't know, man. Like personally, of course, I'm gonna be optimistic for the Chinese market because I hold Chinese stocks, and I think the recent drop, like 10% Alibaba on Friday, is a great buying opportunity again. I think, but we'll see. We'll see. It's gonna be interesting.
Yeah,
It's tough. It's
I
tough.
think I think it's gonna be okay at the end.
Let's see if he increases it again, and then China answers again, like a never-ending circle of tariff increases. But it's quite
Yeah.
the bullying that goes around by America these days. So if we,
Bullying by America, yeah, 100%.
yes, they make the. I mean, yeah, it's uh, it's America doing American things. I prefer the Sleepy Joe at this point.
Yeah, yeah. At least the market was just like sideways, not like minus, like
Honestly,
this.
the index was doing great with him when you looked during his
Yeah, yeah,
career.
yeah.
He just didn't care, and that's what made it up. But again, like I think Trump at the end of his 4-year term, I think the market is going to be amazing anyway. So let's see, let's
So
see, right?
let's see. That's what we can say.
Tariff wise,
That's
not
it.
much else except
It's this week is all. This week is only about tariffs.
did you see the Eswatini tariffs of like 90% or something? Like he put like I swear to God on rent
Azerbaijan got 10%.
they put tariffs on countries on islands like the South Georgia islands in the middle of nowhere where there's not even any production, but there's not even any population. It's crazy. But the countries which did not get
Eh,
tariffed, by the way, are Russia, Belarus, and North Korea. Interesting. It's mad.
I mean, maybe the Chinese Russian joint forces. Maybe they're not going to be joint anymore. You never know.
I mean, you know BRIC, right? This new
Yeah, BRICS. Yeah, yeah.
so I mean, I don't know if this is helping these tariffs. I think it's going to be a
I
little
don't
bit
think
more
so.
beneficial for the BRIC countries, honestly. I don't think he's helping, but yeah, let's see.
I mean,
Let's
I
see.
don't think that Trump wants BRIC to fall. To be fair, I think he would prefer BRIC not forming. So I think this is good for him.
I mean, it's already active, right? BRIC is already
Yeah,
active, but it doesn't play
yeah,
a
it is.
major role. But with this kind of, if countries get 90% tariffs on the US, on US goods or whatever, or uh, maybe they would look more into BRIC associated countries for trade. And obviously, I would do the
I mean,
same if I was a small developing country,
yeah,
right?
of course, of course, of course. Everyone thinks their own
Agenda.
uh oh, yeah, exactly, their own policies on agenda. So yeah, that's what I have for this week. Not gonna lie, I don't. Yeah, this week is
Yeah, we could talk
annoying.
hours about this. It's
Yeah.
we'll see how it plays out, right? I've got not
Mm.
much going on as well. Earnings
Okay,
week
then.
next week is not
uh,
much as well. Kind of sad.
No, I don't think so. I don't think
No,
so. I'm not even checking the earnings. Not gonna lie, I'm a bit scared of Monday, but let's see. Should be okay.
remember,
We have
remember,
value stocks. It's just sad.
remember a red Friday, but a green Monday is bullish signal.
Yeah.
Bullish
Yeah,
signal.
true, true. Okay,
But yeah,
that's about
no,
it then, yeah?
perfection.
For this week. Thank you guys for watching. Like,
Thank you.
subscribe, all those things.
Yes,
Have a
yes.
nice
Share
week.
with your family. Ciao, ciao. Have a great one.
Bye.